Yeah, I mean, Steve had 24 points, shooting 71% from the field, and you had two of your best games in conference play. I mean, just what is it about conference play that's brought out the best in your game, and just how much confidence does a game like this for you give you down the road?
I think it's just my teammates and my coaching staff. I went on a pretty cold streak the past couple of games, and they just kept encouraging me to shoot the ball, even when I'm open, even if it's not going in, just telling me they're going to go get the rebounds and put it back up. So I think it's really just been my teammates and my coaching staff continue to encourage me throughout conference play.
And I also see you had 5 steals for you. I mean, when you're able to make an impact on both sides of the floor, I mean, just how does that add a more dynamic aspect to your game? And how, again, like how much confidence does that give you on both ends of the floor, being able to make those plays and make an impact for your team?
It gives me a lot of confidence. I love to play defense. I love to get stops. I don't like when people score on me. So the fact that I can help my team on the defensive end day in and day out, guarding some of their better players is special.
And then lastly for me, you guys had energy on the bench, on the floor all night, but I mean, how exciting is it at the end of the game when you see players like Cameron, Lizzie, getting in the game and just making those impacts? I mean, arguably that was the loudest you guys were. I mean, just how exciting is it to see that?
It's very exciting. I think we're so proud of Cam, and we all hurt for her because she was out for some time with injury. So just to see her get back and get in the groove is very exciting, and we're all proud of her.
How do you feel playing without Kendall? Did you feel any more pressure coming in, or was it just next man up mentality, business as usual?
No pressure. Just do my job, keep shooting the open shots. And yeah, we miss Kendall though, but we got to hold it down for her when she's out.
As you guys continue to go through max slate, just obviously back-to-back great defensive performances from the teams. As you guys continue to grow, what's impressed you the most from that side of the ball on defense or defensively?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the
Yeah, just as you guys continue to kind of continue to grow through back play, defensively it seems like you guys are kind of fine-tuning your games. What continues to impress you about that side?
What continues to impress me is that we're starting to understand Coach Jeff's triangle defense on the ball screen. I feel like at first we weren't really getting to it in the help side, I was going to say rail, but we weren't really getting to the help side. But now I think we're all flowing and helping each other out, and we're switching when we need to and calling out those ball screens and stuff like that. So we're really connecting on the defensive end.
Is there a moment where you realize that you have the hot hand, or is that just kind of come naturally to you in terms of just wanting to score?
Honestly, when I took my first 3, it was a little strong, and then when I took the second one, I knew I was feeling good, so I just was hoping that I would get some more open 3s.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, big shoes to fill tonight, getting the start. Just how would you evaluate your performance in running the offense?
Yeah, I mean, Kendall's great, so no one person can just take over for her, but I think we did it collectively as a team today. I mean, Pat really stepped up, but so did others. I think just sharing the ball and getting open cuts was big for us today, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, obviously Kendall out, Miriam goes to the locker room for a quarter. Faith comes up limping after a couple of plays. I mean, just what is it about this team's mentality of just next man up that is really strong this year, in particular with all the setbacks?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all love each other so much on and off the court, so we want to pick it up for each other, especially. And I think just with having people out, it's definitely hard to not see them do what they love, but just doing it for them as best we can and playing as hard as we can for them.
You had, I think, 5 assists tonight. Might not have been the scoring night you had hoped for, but when you see Kat going off the way she did, and a couple other players like Faith also getting double digits, I mean, just how much confidence as a filling that point guard role does that kind of give you, knowing that you have scorers that can do their thing?
Yeah, oh, for sure. I mean, when Pat's hot, just try to feed the hot hand. I love passing, especially when they're making it, so it was really fun tonight for sure.
Yeah, what is it about the system that allows you to be so effective as a passer? There seemed to be a lot of actions where you were primary ball handler, so what is it about the system that even though you're stepping up into the starting role, you still feel just as comfortable?
Yeah, I think the coaches definitely give me a lot of confidence in putting me in the right positions of coming off ball screens or rejecting ball screens to find my teammates. So I think just my teammates and coaches help me build that confidence to be put in that position for sure.
as you guys continue to graduate this league slate, what impresses you, but what excites you the most about the potential as you guys continue to back here?
Yeah, I think having a game like that without one of our leading scorers, I think proving that everyone can step up and everyone's a threat now. So I think just showing the MAC who we are, really.
Thank you to the fans who braved the weather, and I know many more would like to have been here, but I'm glad you were safe. But it was a really fun game from start to finish. You know, you can get caught up in your leading scorer being out in a boot, or you can, you know, lean into next man up. And I love this team, and I love their mindset, and I love how excited they were to celebrate the next person's opportunity. And you saw that today on both ends of the court, and it was just a fantastic game top to bottom.
Obviously, Katie's getting a start tonight. I mean, just what would be your evaluation of just her ability to run the offense tonight?
Yeah, well, she's such a tremendous teammate, and I think she started all of them but maybe 6 last year when she was injured. So, you know, she's a veteran player who has, you know, taken a step back and allowed other people to be the starter this year, and I've not heard a peep from her. It just speaks to who she is, and she's absolutely capable, and you saw that tonight. And, you know, shout out to the Dykstras. They combined for, 8 of our 15 assists, so 6. Either way, still really good. The Dykstra crew was working. So, no, she's a pro, and she's a competitor, and she's a winner.
I mean, just talk about Pat's impact. Obviously, season 9 in scoring plus season 9 steals. I mean, just what would you say just about her performance tonight on both ends of the floor, being able to make impacts?
Yeah, Pat's really good at basketball. I just, you know, I could go on, and you know, she's had a couple really. I mean, we talked about it. Let's call it what it is. Some really, really bad shooting nights, and I think it speaks to her toughness and her maturity that she kept shooting the basketball. You know, it's hard, but we kind of try to address it as if it were ball screen defense. Let's say you're getting torched on ball screens. You don't get to just stop playing ball screen defense. When you're open and you are the kind of player that she is, you know, we want you to keep shooting the ball. I have the most confidence in her, and I know our entire team does, and the fans saw it tonight. Like, she's a microwave. She's really good at basketball.
And then lastly for me, I know NIU isn't the best scoring team this year, but holding any team under 50 points in a game and forcing 21 turnovers, I mean, just what impressed you the most about your team's defensive effort?
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about communication, especially when you get, you know, we had multiple young players out there together trying to navigate their offensive system and defend at a high level, and they were communicating, and that starts with our first crew. But again, start to finish, yeah, I didn't think we rebounded the ball as well as I'd like to. I don't like to get out rebounded. You guys know that, so I don't want to be greedy. I don't want to be that guy. But you know, every play matters. And I told them when we went into the huddle for the last quarter, I said, this quarter doesn't matter any more or less than the first one, and it doesn't matter any more or less than if we get the opportunity to play 10 minutes in a conference championship game. Like, we have to continue to grow and stay connected and work together, and I thought they did that tonight.
Can you just speak more about that rebounding? Because you sounded upset in the second half, but
Yeah.
fast break points are 21-1. So can you just give a further assessment of the rebounding effort?
Yeah, a lot of the fast break points were off of the turnovers that we forced, right? And so when they did miss, they got 8 of them. And, you know, we're coaches, right? So we all have our things, right? And rebounding's kind of the thing that gets me pretty amped up. I think it's effort, and I think it's awareness, and I think it's fitness. And so, again, it wasn't tragic, but, you know, I kind of like to win the rebounding battle. Something we talk about. So.
And this past weekend, you said you feel the stride coming with the team. But how hard is that, knowing that you have Kendall now out for however long?
No, I think it's one of those weird opportunities. Like I said, you know, she's resting. She's healing, and she's learning by watching. I asked her after practice yesterday, I said, what'd you see out there today? And she had some really insightful, you know, junior year type answers and some really good assessments of things. And, you know, it just gives you perspective sitting over there. And so there's a benefit in that if we make sure that we use it to our advantage. But, no, I really have so much belief in this entire roster. And, you know, we're going to have to change some things here and there when she goes out, yeah. But, you know, you saw Faith running the 1 tonight, and turnovers have been, you know, an Achilles heel for her, and she was so much better. Everyone's getting there, and we just got to keep playing together.
The final one for me, it seemed like a lot of the actions, correct me if I'm wrong, were to create opportunity for a cutting player into the paint rather than three-point shooting. Was that more just taking what the defense is giving you, or more just, that's where you guys are leaning towards as the season goes on?
Yeah, we want to play inside out. We want to play in transition with pace. We want to get a piece of paint in the first 8 seconds off a pass or off a cut or off the bounce. And I think that was just what was available tonight. I knew we're not shooting the ball tremendously well, right? So I knew that we would be able to get open threes because of how people are going to pack the paint. And so we really wanted to establish our inside presence.
Kind of piggyback off that. I mean, is vision obviously kind of an emphasis when it comes to guard play, especially in your system?
Sure, yeah, and we talk about being willing and able. And I always joke in recruiting, some people are willing but not able, and some people are able but not willing. We want willing and able passers. And you even saw in the second half there, we were overpassing a little bit at times. But again, this team is extremely selfless. They love each other, and I think it shows out there. They're really fun to coach.
Yeah, speaking of fun, Cameron got some great fun minutes in there. What was it like to see her kind of shine in that moment?
See, little buckets. No, I mean, it's just to come in as a freshman and start off the way she started off, which was really, really well, and then to have back-to-back freak injuries like she had, and nothing obviously senior, nothing crazy, but to take you out of your flow and your rhythm, and to be able to stay focused on the sideline and stay in your process. I think, again, her family and her and their support and their understanding of, kind of a little bit of the roller coaster of what your freshman year is going to be like. But that's camp. That's camp right there. You saw it. She's going to play hard. She's going to rebound the ball and pursue everything. And she has a scoring mindset. She's a big frame, 6 foot, 6'1", and she can shoot the mess out of the ball.
Lastly, you kind of touched on, obviously, preparing to be without Kendall. How long that time frame is?
Unsure yet, but again, everybody in the league's facing it right now. You show up and you're like, oh gosh, they're in a boot, they're in a, in a splint, whatever it is. We've just got to be ready to move forward and continue to keep her in shape and keep her ready to go when it's time.